I have done this several times, and every time I've had sort of a different result. Welcome to Whiskey and SV. I'm your host Sam, and tonight we're going to be drinking some Wild Turkey products. And very specifically, I have in my possession the latest and greatest, the Wild Turkey Master's Keep Beacon, which is apparently the final release in the Wild Turkey Master's Keep series, and they are going out with a bang on this with this one. As usual, it comes in this shape of bottle, which I guess since 10 years ago, when the first one, the 17-year-old, came out, they all look like this. And the box is also the same theme, like exactly the same sort of like style, with this nice insert here. I always keep my stuff. Yeah, and this one, I know I'm wasting time talking about the box, but it does look quite nice. It's black with this like charred accent on it, sort of like the inside of a oak barrel that's heavily charred, and the gold just looks great on it. And it is probably the highest proof release. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, 118 proof or 59% ABV is probably the highest proof one that was released to date. So Beacon is very aptly named for this particular release, and it does say that it is a blend of 10-year and 16-year whiskey that has been hand blended for character and delivered at 118 proof. So they don't say how much of it is 10-year, how much of it is 18-year, but spoiler alert, I have had some of this before, and it is a banger. So I think it's more skewed towards the 16 than the 10, if I was to guess. I did share this with Ralph before, and he was confused whether he likes it more than Russell's 15. And I think in the end, he did pick Russell's 15. Yeah, well, I think when you have a bottle like this and it's getting such rave reviews, and when it is such a special bottle, you got to put it up against the best. So second in this lineup is the Russell's 15. My bottle here is killed. I finally finished it. And I do have a sample that I kept around, so I'll be using my sample. And I also have a bottle of Generations here, which is also, one of the, I think at a time when this came out, it was the highest proof one out. It was 120.8 proof. And it is quite an expensive bottle. I think the SRP on this was around 400, if not more. I got mine in secondary for about 550. So I think, yeah, in terms of secondary prices, they're all around the same. Although Russell 15 is now creeping up. Yeah, around 500, around 575, and around 550, 575. So these two about the same. This was slight smidge under. And for the Generations, I bought a sample, so I will not be opening my bottle because I've tried the sample, and let's just say I thought these two are way more worth it. In the last sitting, it was very, very close. I did pick the Russell's 15 barely to be slightly better, but I did visit the night after non-blind, and I preferred the Beacon. So with all that said, we're just going to do one more blind here on camera, and we'll see how it goes. We'll put number 1 on the Beacon. We'll put number 2 on Russell's 15. And we'll put number 3 on the Generations. And yeah, what better way to start the weekend by doing a blind and a great fun episode to kick off the, well, celebrations for Friday night, but of course I'll be working on the weekend. All right, starting by the first one. That is just the perfect bourbon nose. Lots of dark chocolate notes mixed in with some fruity notes, like kind of black cherries, and the vanilla is definitely there. Lots of like woody vanilla notes, just exactly the perfect bourbon, what you would expect from a bourbon. Okay, this one comparatively is missing some of the complexity. It's still pretty nice, but it's tending more towards just the vanilla and oak. It's missing some of those fruity notes as much as the other one had. Very nice. Just probably a smidge behind that one. Going to the third one. Ooh, this is nice. Very, very aromatic. There's just like sort of this very confectionery and fruit filled syrupy note. Very nice. I think it'll be between these two for me on the nose. They're very close. Probably tending towards this one though. Very nice. Okay, let's go for the palate. It is my first drink of the night, so these are all pretty high proof in the 115 to 120, or maybe even over 120. Yeah, just it delivers from the nose to the palate. You're getting what you expect. Just lots of goodness of oak, sweet syrupy notes, vanilla, some dark chocolate, quite a bit of spices. It's excellent. Okay, going to the second one. Interesting. A lot more oak bitters on this one. Oak bitters, and the spiciness is a bit amped up as well. It's good. I would say it's excellent. It's just not as good as the first one. Yeah, there's a little bit of a little bit of an oak astringency there. Not too much, but yeah, definitely much more spicy, and the oak comes across as more pronounced in this one. Okay, I'm going to try a little bit of water first. By the way, shout out to my friend Leon, who gave me this for my birthday. It says "Old Lives Matter." Um, he gifted me this for my 41st birthday, I believe. All right, going to the third one. Oh man, this nose is just insane. It's so good. I don't know if that's the water that I just had that's making it look taste a little bit different than the nose suggested. There's a little bit of youth that I get in this, very little, but not but noticeable compared to the first one. But that nose is just so good. I have to go to the first one to make a decision. I think for sure this is a step down from the other two. Um, I have to decide between these two which one I like more. I like the nose on this more. I think it edges this one out, but leaning towards this one for the palate. It just has more complexity, I feel, on the palate. It has it's a little bit more well-rounded. Has more the oak notes play really much nicer with the sweetness. Let me go back to this. This nose though. Let me go back again. Oh man, that's good. Yeah, that's just so good. Okay, should I try this one more time? I'm pretty sure that I prefer this, and my guess is the Russell 15. This is very close behind though, and I think it's the Beacon, which would leave this one, and I think this one is the Generations. Yeah, this one just comes across as much younger than the other two for some reason. Although I have had this by itself before, and it's an amazing whiskey, but it is definitely noticeably more oak. It has noticeably more tartness from the oak, astringency from the oak, and it is yeah, it comes across as a bit younger, to be honest. All right, let's do the reveal and see how I did. First one is number 1. Oh wow, this is the Beacon. This is crazy. Okay. Oh wow. All right, this is number 3. So this is the Generations. Okay, which makes this is number 2, or the Russell 15. All right. I guess in this sitting, I preferred the Beacon to the Russell 15. I don't know what it is about. There's something in this that didn't quite sit as well with me this time. They are very close. They're very neck to neck, to be honest. But I could have sworn that I'm getting like sort of a bit of a younger thing in this today. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely getting like a little bit of a younger note in this. Weird. The nose on it was so much better though. All right, well, I guess it is what it is. Now, there you have it, folks. Turns out that on this occasion, at least, I prefer the Beacon to the Russell 15. Russell 15, very close behind, but I mean, on this occasion, at least behind. I have done this several times, and every time I've had sort of a different result. So I think they are indistinguishable enough that given that you have much more opportunity to get this under $500 right now, it is the way to go. The Russell's 15, obviously an amazing bottle, but it doesn't come with this fancy box. It does have the name, the age statement, but it doesn't come with this fancy box, which you may or may not care. But honestly, like from a whiskey, from just like a bourbon perspective, this is to me every bit as good as this. So if I can get this, well, if it drops here and if I'm lucky enough to get it here, maybe 350. And even if not, if you buy it in secondary, it's easily gettable at under $500. Whereas this is now closer to $600. This is out of the picture. Like this is just not worth the same as these two. It's way far behind. So between these two, I think the Beacon is definitely the one to get right now, because again, like it might drop in your area, you might be able to get it at SRP, which is kind of high, but like 350 or so, versus this where the SRP was 290, but now it's like closer to 600. So realistically, if you want to get one, this is going to cost you 600. This is going to cost you anywhere from 350 to 500. So definite winner. Yeah, so I was gonna buy a couple of backups of the Russell's 15, but I think given the what I've realized in the last week or so that I've spent time with this bottle, I'm gonna put that money towards getting this bottle as a backup instead. For all intents and purposes, these are extremely similar quality, but the reality is that you can get this for significantly cheaper than this now. So it just makes no sense to get more Russell's 15s. So I think I will, yeah, just go ahead and try to get a couple of these in my bunker for when the winter comes. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll see you next time. Cheers. No, I definitely prefer the Beacon. 100%. Kind of disappointing that the Generations is so far behind, though. It's great by itself, don't get me wrong. Just when you put it next to the other two monsters, it has no chance.